The views and opinions expressed on this show do not reflect that of the staff and management of WNOV and W293 CX 106.5 FM Courier Communications Milwaukee, but are the sole comments of the host and guest of this particular show.
The views and opinions expressed in this program do not reflect those of Wisconsin Voices. The views and opinions expressed by hosts and guests are their own, and their appearance on the program do not imply any endorsement or representation by Wisconsin Voices. Thank you for listening to Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices.
Be a voice.
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 Visit WisconsinVoices.org.
Visit WisconsinVoices.org.
Visit WisconsinVoices.org
And learn more on how to be a voice with Wisconsin Voice.
Good morning on Election Tuesday. This is Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices. We don't have any guests today. You just get myself, which is Tamika, co-executive director of Wisconsin Voices.
Latoya Winston.
That was yesterday.
No.
What was yesterday?
What was it?
I thought it was Wes. I thought you said Wes. I'm gonna go back and look at the replay. And Brian Sanders, lead organizer for Wisconsin Voices. Happy Election Tuesday, Voting Tuesday, whichever one I was supposed to
I never say my title.
What is your title?
Director, organizing and partnership.
There we go. There we go. Thank you.
Listen, we are inviting any candidate who is listening to call in, tell us their last pitch to the people. This is Election Central today. All throughout the day, they'll be talking everything election, from how many people are at a certain polling place to who's on the ballot. Candidates may stop in at any time all throughout the night. This is Michelle Bryant's baby. She created it. She started it, and we're just gonna support it.
How about this weather?
It's election weather. What you?
Yes.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm still in my feelings about Latoya. They was playing a little gospel music, and I had all the words, and she was like, "You know the words?" like really? Our producer grew up next door to me, and we would fight every morning to see who was gonna leave church first and who was gonna come back church first.
Yeah.
We lived next door together.
That's what's up.
Oh, we got a caller already, because then we all get this. We gonna have some big questions. Let's see, who is this? Caller, go ahead. Caller?
Yeah, thank you for taking my call. The first thing I want to share with the listeners, we are in some very crucial times right now. And in order for Black people to move forward, y'all got to start depending on self. Because what I'm finding to be very disturbing, every time something happens, Black people say, I'm going to depend on God. And this is where it's an issue. Anytime a Black person tells you, I'm going to depend on God, they're basically saying I'm lazy and I'm going to let anything go from sugar to sugar honey iced tea because I want somebody to fix something that I can fix myself. And that is the reason why Black people does not have anything right now. And I wanted to share this with you with Black people. Your teaching, your preacher, and your pastor is not going to tell you this. You have always been more powerful than God because you're on earth and you have what it takes to fix what's on earth. And even when you sit back and look at what's going on in the world, God was there during, in the beginning, and at the end, and did not fix nothing. You're on earth and you can fix it now. And I want you to remember this when you go to church on Sunday, your pastor and your preacher, he's in his heaven now. You're being told you got to wait to death. So I wanted to share that with you. Stop depending on other entities and depend on yourself. Because I am a believer of myself and I want nothing from God in no way, shape, or form. I don't want your blessings. Don't come nowhere near me because I have seen what you did for my people and it's absolutely nothing. So start depending on yourself and then putting yourself what you can fix. And then you can tell God, I never needed you because I did it myself. And I'm a firm believer of that.
Thank you. And the views and opinions of our guests and our callers are not necessarily the views of Wisconsin Voices or the Black people in this room. I don't even need to comment on that. Let's see, next caller.
Good morning.
Good morning.
There she is. All right, Mr. Mika. Good morning, Mr. Mika.
Good morning.
Barbara Ducky.
No, I keep telling you, it's an elephant. It's not a duck, man. Go on, it's an elephant. All right. Well, Tyrone W. Good morning to all the guests.
You know what all of us know is Tyrone W.
Oh, well,
I don't even know if you have to say your name anymore because we know.
Well, to all the listening audiences here around the globe, they need to know too, just like Dr. Ward, he and I are two of a kind. Appreciate Dr. Ward as well. I am the Tyrone. But anyway, good morning to all. Wonderful election day to all. I just wanted to speak to you personally, dear Mr. Mika. We spoke about the buildings and all. And I'm praying, I'm truly hopeful that you not only get one of those school buildings, I was going to just say, get your paperwork in and line up your individuals that's going to, help you see that through attorneys, audit people and all that stuff there, county exec. Mayor,
Oh, are you speaking it into existence?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to pay. I told you I wanted to pay for you, but I'm not doing it. Check this out. I heard something. I'm not sure what show it was on or which station, but I believe Claiborne has got something bigger, Mr. Claiborne Vincent. So I believe he's vacating where he is and moving into something bigger. Touch base with Mr. Claiborne Vincent and see what you need to do for the time being to get into his vacancy once he's out of there on that corner there of 27th and Center and all that stuff there. So that's your pathway to a bigger school building until that comes about. But yeah. Do that. See what Claiborne's got to say to you, and what your chances are of getting in there, and move. So I love you. Have a wonderful election day. I'm getting some hot soup in me now, so I can get on over here and get it done. And have a wonderful afternoon and day. We'll talk. Be blessed. Love you all. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you, Mr. Tyrone W. He's a faithful listener of ours. We're gonna we really want to just put those vibes into existence. Wisconsin Voices. I just feel like we could have offices in the city. We could have a community center. We can do so much with the building. I know there's other people who are trying, but we want to do it as well. And I mean, and have the center open so it doesn't close at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Let's see. We have another caller. Caller, go ahead.
Okay, thank you for taking my call. I'm praying that into existence for you too, because I know you can do great things. And look, every Black organization out there should have a building. It takes more than 1, 2, or 3 to serve all of us in our different zones.
Yes, true.
And up there on Port Washington, down there on Martin Luther King, that CYD building, I'm praying. And I wish somebody would call us together. Many people putting in would make a lesser burden on someone. If we could go down there and get that, see what it costs, and get the mayor and the county exec and everybody in on helping us get that building in our community. I mean, that whole building next to Victory Against Violence Park and all that, it would be just awful to be a place where it could be our voting place, a Democratic Party like they have up there for the other, and then a meeting place. You could do so much on Port Washington, all those buildings that are out there that are empty. And I just want to add one thing. I truly believe in God. I know that He's done things in my life that I know it was Him. So never, you have a mind, God gave it to you. Keep your beliefs and don't believe in what somebody else. Just keep it moving. You don't have to prove that it's a God or anybody else. Amen. Everything is in us. And we as a people, they're coming after the people of color because we are a threat to them. And if we unite together, people of color, we are a greater number than the others.
And a stronger being.
And I'm telling you, and the reason why, I had mentioned on the other station that I had a stroke and I don't feel the same.
Oh.
And I forgot to add that my doctor has sent me through a multitude of tests. And those same questions that she said that they ask you, are you feeling this way? Are you feeling that way? Just an abundance of questions and tests. And I've been tired of being poked and prodded. But I thank God that when I had the stroke, I didn't even know I had it. I went in for something else and they did an MRI and some other test. And that's when it was revealed to me that I had a stroke. So God's been doing his thing. And you're constantly praying because you're a Christian don't mean you're not going to have some storms in your life. But you keep praying and he'll get you through it.
And
I'm sorry.
I just want to say I am I hope you feel better. We really want to make sure that people take care of themselves, self-care. She is a sweet woman. She's called on the radio many times, and let's just put our prayers out for her and that she heals, because she's always has something positive to say. She always is uplifted, even though she's going through her rough times or her tribulation. She always has something positive to say. So I just want to, send out, we're going to pray for you. And one of the things that she said that, look, we talking about faith. You know what? Faith without works is dead.
Right.
So you have to work and believe in something. Just my story, when I came into Wisconsin Voices, I had this vision and God sent me Latoya, because Latoya was there already. And then I had, all these amazing people who were working there. And I had a vision that I wanted to see. I wanted Wisconsin Voices to be where it was a safe haven for people. If we could help the community, we wanted to. If we could provide something for them, let us provide for them. It was true. It was really exactly be a voice. It was a voice for people, BIPOC, marginalized group of people, even rural area people, because sometimes they don't have a voice. They do have a bigger voice than some of the people in the inner cities and the city, because they have so much representation in the state and in the state capital. But we still want to make sure that people have faith. Let's take another caller. I'm done. Did you hear that? I jumped off my soapbox. Boom. All right, I'm back up. Caller.
Early afternoon to everyone. Just a quick comment about the election. I voted early, and I'm glad I did. My whole household voted early. Was on the south side of Milwaukee. Went to Tippecanoe Library, and they have like a computer system that you vote on, which was really, really awesome.
I just want to tell you, I love voting on the computer system. It's so much easier.
It's easier, and it's easier to read. You can read the candidates' names and the questions and the referendums, and the people were there if you wanted to change or whatever. It was a very easy process. But I'm also calling to say that the city of Milwaukee had on its site, the early voting site, a tally of all of the early in-person voting. And it was almost close to 2,000 people from all the different sites that voted early. And that doesn't include the absentee ballots that were dropped off, which I think that was maybe 2,000 or something like that, or maybe 1,000 or so. That's a lot of people that have decided to vote early. And I say this because I want to thank you and Michelle Bryant and the other gentleman that comes on before you. I can't think of his name. I'm so sorry. Yes, for having candidates on before during this time, so we can listen and hear what they have to say and make an informed decision. I do regret that it may have been one or two candidates that by the time they came on the air, I had already cast my ballot. And I just encourage anybody, if you're going to run, get on these radio programs, get on there early, come often, because just listening to the candidates, it really gives me a better perspective of who I'm voting for. and what I'm voting for and what they intend to bring into the office if they do get elected. So thank you so much for what you guys are doing, guys, meaning ladies and female, and I just really, really appreciate it. It's raining. Oh, and also to anyone listening, they do have curbside voting. You don't even have to get out the car.
We have actually, you just reminded me of something. We have one of our partner organizations that's giving free rides to the polls today.
Yes. So put that out there as much as you can because it is raining and it's raining hard and it's a cold type of rain and a lot of people don't like to get out in this type of weather. So thank you again. I encourage people to vote. If you're not registered, get your ID, get what you need, get registered to vote, and let's go Milwaukee. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
We got one more caller, and then we're gonna talk about the what do you call it? The sign war. Seems like signs went missing around all over town.
You see that? I actually just saw a video of they caught somebody pulling up in a truck. Yeah, that was taking sign. I ain't gonna say the guy name, but they took his sign and jumped back in the truck. So I think a lot of this stuff is strategically planned around this time.
Who knows about the sign thefts? We want to know. Let's take one more caller, and then we're gonna go to break, and then talk about who stole the signs. Go ahead, caller.
This is Andrew Ward. Early, and a problem I had. First of all, I want to give a shout out to the people at the library on 76 and Good Hope. They were very excellent people.
Okay.
But, when I look through the ballot, we have a lot of names. I have a lot of names. I don't know who the hell they are. Do some business somewhere.
Well, sir.
That's all of that.
Well, I just want, before you go, I want to say, I do have to give shouts out to, I'd say like 90% of the candidates that were on the ballot, excluding the judges, because we only had one contested race in the judge, but both of them came. They were gracious enough to come to our show at least. There was only a few candidates who did not. But I want to thank the ones that did. You really helped educate the community on who you were and what you're all about. Okay, we're going to take one more and then we're going to go. Oh, you still there. You still there. Go ahead, sir.
Right.
Go ahead.
That's the point, right?
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. I'm apologizing because I think I was speaking over you. I apologize. What did you say?
All right.
Go ahead.
That's it. You're good. You're excellent.
Thank you, sir.
Almost as good as Michelle.
Almost. You know what? When I grow up, I'm gonna be like Michelle. I keep telling her that. All right. We're gonna talk about these signs in a minute. This is Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices.
Catch Wisconsin Voices, Be a Voice Radio, every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. as we focus on community partnerships, voter education, and long-term collective impact for all Wisconsinites.
You're listening to Wisconsin Voices, Be a Voice Radio. Follow us at BAWI Voice and learn more at wisconsinvoices.org. Wisconsin Voices 3 pillars: protecting democracy, teaching advocacy, building community.
And I'm not going to say names or anything, but I'm watching a video on Facebook where they caught him red-handed stealing signs. Yeah. What is like signs actually? Well, except in Shorewood, they have sign races. If you don't have enough signs out there, you ain't getting elected in Shorewood.
So what I found out too is if it's not visual, the people won't, like, it's not on your mind to actually go and make the vote and things like that because you don't see the sign. It's not visual. So much stuff is happening in your day. So if you can remove the visual, then you would remove the thought of you even voting for this person.
I get it. But you know what? We said hi to me. We said hi to Latoya, Brian over there, but we didn't introduce our producer for the day.
Yeah.
Please introduce yourself.
My name is Jermaine Rideout, the Jermaine Rideout. And I'm grateful to be here.
The Rideouts, they have been it's kind of weird. I didn't know he was here, but the Rideouts were our next door neighbors for 25 years over here in the hood over here.
Well, it wasn't the hood then. It was beautiful back then, man. I would never.
What y'all? You wait. I wanna change this.
Yeah.
When I say, I mean neighborhood.
Oh yeah,
people, my people.
Yeah.
And I wish people would, they do this negative when they say hood. Hood is whatever neighborhood I am, because I live in Glendale. And I always say I live in the hood, which is the hood of Glendale. But no, it's where I am. It's home.
So, I think because that we've been so trained to the once you remove neighbor out of hood, it becomes
negative. Yeah.
It becomes a negative thing because neighbor is friendly. You know what I mean? That's personal. You my neighbor, and we talk to each other. But when you remove neighbor out of hood, then it becomes the stereotype of gang violence, drug dealing, and us as Black people that we kind of took that narrative and kind of branded ourselves like I'm hood, which that stereotype is selling dope.
Right, but it could mean I'm hood. I'm for my people.
Oh, I get
for my neighborhood. I'm for my, the good things that happen.
Neighbor back in there.
Yeah,
so people can learn how to.
Well, no,
people gotta learn how to have.
we need to not use words or explain what the words mean. Maybe I don't want to I'm not going to say, he's from the neighborhood. No, he's from my hood back in the day,
See, we know that.
Family.
We know
but that's what I'm saying. That's where I go.
Thing too.
Yeah.
Everybody from every part of Milwaukee ain't the same. I always say it's different tiers of Milwaukee. Yeah. Everybody that raised, everybody don't know each other, even though everybody know each other. So it's different families and different selections. So people culturally gonna say the word hood differently.
Yeah.
Like I said, between 19th and Hampton and 69th and Hampton is where I was, and I still call those both areas hood. Yeah, they got a little more turned up since I was since I was 12 when my auntie bought her house off of 69th, and then growing up on 9th, I've definitely seen the changes on 19th. I mean, we're from the businesses and the families and all that. So yeah, I mean, hood, I really don't see nothing, negative or with it. Yeah.
We're sorry. We're sorry about that. Not just kidding.
You ain't sorry. I had a beautiful neighborhood.
What area?
On Richards and Concordia.
Oh yeah. It was last. Yeah. It was all time. Yeah, my dad used to hang out over.
We had white neighbors. We had Hispanic neighbors.
Yeah.
Everybody.
See, but
I think when we moved over there, like I think my parents bought that house in 67, a little bit before I was born.
Real nice.
And there was a white couple that lived in your house before you lived there.
Yeah.
And then y'all moved in, and we was like, oh, finally some black people. I mean, we were usually it's like, white flight. Now we was like Black people here.
Yeah. And it was fun.
And that was on 21st off of Atkinson.
Yeah, 21st. So
this neighborhood was different. Let's go to our next topic because I guess nobody want to talk about the
one more thing. Hey, one more thing before you get off the sign, because I've seen it's one more video. Yeah. You see this video? They stored the signs. They were hidden behind pieces of wood in that district from that same candidate.
Let me see.
So
they
hid them behind abandoned houses.
So they tore the signs down and then they just put it behind. This is something else.
Look at that, Victoria.
Yeah, it's most.
But that's why. Do you know if people are? This is the thing, people. If they are taking the time to go and try to not get somebody elected or do things that. Do you know what that means? That your vote counts. That's what it means. She took my punchline. But here's my question. This is the question that we're gonna ask our callers. Candidates, you can call in, say hi, 414-444-5250. If you're on the ballot, come say hi. But here's my question. Why do we have to beg people to vote? It's in their interest. It's in, even though, and I keep going back to Wauwatosa, where one provisional vote made a difference to have a person of color on the Common Council. That was one vote.
History.
To be honest with you, some of the conversations that I've heard in the barbershop and just around our people has been, why waste my time? It's not even going to matter. I'm not going to go stand in that line and my vote don't even count. But people really don't realize it does count, because if they are going to the extreme to hide a sign, to rip it up, to do whatever they got to do to keep you from being visual, then that tells you that your vote really does matter. It's just, they just paint this narrative of, well, it don't matter. You don't have to come. And a lot of people, and I've heard cats say this, man, the line's too long, man, they talk to you in any old kind of way when you're there. And so I've heard some people say, man, I was in line, I stood there and the lady came up to me, she was talking crazy, I left.
You know what's crazy about that is, even with that, people will stand in a line. I've been looking at the last couple of weeks.
I know exactly where you're going. Yeah.
You already going. They stand in that line.
In that line.
At Savoy.
Yeah, Savoy.
Chicken, and they standing
down the block.
Getting out there early, standing for just chicken. And I always crack a joke, and I usually say it was people will stand in a line for food and things all the time, and for all these little, that satisfies the brain, but won't go and handle business with something that's gonna satisfy your community.
Remember when wait. Remember when that chicken sandwich came out at Popeyes?
Man, they was fighting.
People were fighting there.
And that was cocaine on the bun.
Anything?
Now, let me make this example, because I'm working on elections for years. I hear the same sentiments as you, and people think their vote don't count. And we were standing Thursday, we were advertising the last days for early voting at the new Midtown site. And a young black man pulled up, and he rolled his window down, nice little flipped out car with the little flipped out paint. Our vote don't count. I said, if your vote don't count, you wouldn't be where you is right now. You would not be free driving that car.
But a whole lot of cats is conditioned to think like that, because it's really kind of because some of that is passed down through generations.
But see, they're right there though, because think about it. For the duration of us being free in America, we have fought for our right to vote. They have, to this day, they still have bills trying to strip your rights from voting. Yeah. So if they're trying to strip your right, why would if my vote don't count, why are they trying so hard to strip it?
Well, knowledge is power. Mm-hmm. So if you know these things, like you guys know, that's why you guys are out doing what you guys are doing, because you know.
Right.
It's a lot of people, because of the generational curse passed down from their parents voting and then nothing happening, or they didn't get the candidate that they wanted. It's to, well, I'm not voting anymore. And then your kids grow up to see your parents not even going to the polls. So now it's passed down to their kids, and their kids pass it down to their kids. So it's a generational curse.
One thing I loved about my mother is she made this, from a little girl, she made this one serious point with all of her kids. She watched somebody die for the right to vote. And she always told us, if I watch somebody die for the right to vote, so don't ever tell me that you're not voting. If you're not voting, just don't even talk to me about it. But in her household, she believed right now, all of my sisters, because they know I'm into politics, will call me who I vote for, where I go, they know where they voting at, but who to vote for, and what to vote on those referendums and all. I'm not gonna tell nobody what we vote, but it's always been like that, because she ingrained in us. I watched somebody die for exercising their right to vote. I will never take that for granted.
One of the things that we have to, and when I hate to say have to, because I always say I don't have to do anything but stay black and die. That's one of my things I always say. But one of the fundamental things for us to live is to have a voice in what we're saying. Do you know no one in this, and I said this on this radio show before, no one tries to steal something that is not valuable. Right. You have never seen somebody fight it out for a tissue that somebody just blew their nose on.
That's right.
Yeah.
You have never seen somebody fight over, well, I don't know, these raccoons, I was about to say fight over a sandwich that's on the ground, but I've seen we got some squirrels and raccoons that will be like, they body about it. So, but honestly, we do not fight over something that is not valuable.
Right.
And we have bought into this narrative from people that are in power. Your vote don't matter. Even though they say one thing, they're like, oh no, you don't have to worry about that. Your vote don't matter. And then try to suppress you every chance you get.
So why Trump asking you to vote for him if your vote don't matter? Why he got an office in on 3rd Street? Why Biden asking you for your vote if it don't matter?
Well, I know I've heard people say when they had that campaign, vote or die. And a lot of people, they went out and voted and they lost. They didn't get the candidate that they voted for.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, well, I didn't die. So was it all just to show, or was it just to get me to come out? So a lot of, and this is conversation that I've heard from my people, from some of my peers, sitting around talking, and they're like, man, I'm not going to vote, man. That's a waste of my time. And I could be doing such and such and such and such. It's like, well, voting is important.
I always say we make time for stuff that is important to us, no matter what we're doing.
That's true.
This should be a priority. Now,
I usually go for a chicken sandwich. You can.
He was standing in line for wings down there. That line was wrapped. And
it was around the building. I seen it. Like I drove past. It's regular chicken and seasoned with Lawrence.
Yeah. Ain't nothing.
Yes, man, they season that bird. Hey, I'm gonna be honest though, but they season that bird real good.
So here.
Yeah, I ain't had him in like 5 years. He right though, about 4 or 5 years for me.
Bird.
They do see
y'all. Oh, God listen here, man. It just took, man. I want that red rooster right now.
414-444.
Where's your favorite chicken wing spot?
50.
Also your voting spot.
Yeah.
Hey man, go get some of that Savoy and have it set up outside of the voting spot.
Nope.
They coming.
We don't. Cheese. Y'all just
it's true.
You know what? But maybe we should say, oh, never mind. It's just so many, clowning jokes you could do, but this is like a real serious.
It is.
I usually vote early in person, but been doing so much work, to try to get other people to go out in person vote that I forgot to go vote myself in person. So I'm going to have to roll down to my voting place, which is Bavarian Beer House. And I'm going to go vote right after this show.
Yeah,
across the street.
And you're at Atkinson, right?
And I just went to Marshall, and I was for Ward 69. I was number 31.
You voted already?
Yep.
Oh, that's our baby Brian.
Yeah, I got to get in it.
And I'm right across the street. I know I'm probably going to be like number 18 or something.
So here's the thing. We got some I got some other information that some of the signs that were taken down were Department of Public Works because they were in city spots and on trees and on things. So we just want to make sure,
that's really funny because the mean is elections I done seen and people put their sides in they don't bother their sides. Sometimes
we just want to make sure that we are fair and balanced. As fast as somebody wrote, the signs were gone. Someone else just texted and said that DPW did it. So we can't blame anybody, for it.
You in the black truck, huh?
I'm just relating.
Undercover the undercover.
I'm relating information that has been sent to me I do not know if it's actual.
It's actually sounds
but-
that it be
Covert sewer work.
over.
Covert sewer work. No, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's in respectful areas that you got to put your signs. I see that too as well, but also, you know, it's a mix of both there because we would definitely seen a pickup truck pull up on one of them.
Well, I guess
And its signs is put in the back of on your video.
And I don't think
Yeah, it was.
DPW
Yeah, with DPW just stick it behind it. That's kind of tacky.
No, I don't
You
think
cleaning something up.
I'm just.
I don't. Think
I'm
they
just a
put
messenger.
it in, abandoned building.
What would you do with it? Would you throw it away? Would you stick it behind the thing?
I mean, though, you would put it in your truck and
You
take it back
wouldn't
to the
tell
office.
anybody how you were going to commit a crime on B-Boys with Wisconsin.
No.
But y'all giving people, but people are giving people too many.
They already did it.
Yeah, they see it.
414-444-5250. I am. Hopefully, we come out here and we vote. We show support. But here's the thing that Wisconsin Voices will be doing. We are going back to our format of really introducing you to our 71 different partners that we partner with. But we also will be doing, let's check in on the candidate. Now they came here, we got video of what they said, what they was going to do, how they said they were going to do it. And we're going to make sure that we hold them accountable all year long. We're going to watch what they, remember a lot of times I ask the question, what are you going to do when you get in office? Let's see what they do. Let's remember, we told every candidate, now y'all coming on, y'all win, we are going to be asking you questions. Let's see, we got a call. Caller, go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, just wanted to make two quick comments, one on the voting and one on the responsibility of the people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when it comes to the voting, through conditioning, people have been taught to vote whenever the voting time is 2 years or 4 years. But what hasn't been emphasized enough is that once we have an elected official, that official doesn't just use money from one party or the other. They use the money of all the people, which means they're accountable to all the people. And therefore, instead of just voting when there's something that needs to be addressed, anyone having access to a phone should call that office and demand that that thing be addressed. That was the first point. The second point is the young man was quite strong on the responsibility of man. Well, if man was made to have dominion on the earth, then all we have to do is rely on our inner man. And it doesn't displace God because it's written that he's the Father of all, above all, through all, and in us all. And so the God who lives within you, that's the truth that lies in your heart. That's what determines what actions we should take as individuals. And in order to be a light to people, we've got to demonstrate instead of just fantasizing about someone or something doing it. God in and of himself. If you look at it, if we're the temples, then the temples should be clean, and also it should be active in the community. It's not just I'm gonna say a prayer and I'm gonna wait. If you do that with a person, if you do that to a child, that child will starve to death unless somebody decides to show the love and do the necessary things to sustain that child. That child will die on the spot. And it's the same thing with the community. If I say a prayer and refuse to do anything to improve my community, then the community goes down.
Yeah.
But if I pick up a broom or get in touch with another person or communicate with the people in general with a common cause, then the power of our inner man will be united, and that's when things change.
Please join Wisconsin Voices every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. We will be focusing on community partnerships, voter education, and long-term collective impact for all Wisconsinites.
You're listening to Wisconsin Voices Be a Voice Radio. Follow us at BAWI Voice and learn more at wisconsinvoices.org.
The three pillars of Wisconsin Voices are protecting democracy, teaching advocacy, and building community. Learn more about Wisconsin Voices and our partners at wisconsinvoices.org. Stay up to date on our community events page and get involved by visiting our donation page.
You can also call our office, Wisconsin Voices, for rides to the polls, 414-226-4289. We are partnering with Souls to the Polls, who have been doing the rides to the polls since I got into this game.
Yeah, I was just reading on that.
2010.
Yeah.
So they got over 30 drivers out there, close to around 30 drivers for the event. So it seems like they're ready to go. I got the direct number too as well for them if anybody. Yeah, you guys think, look at you.
Any candidates? Well, we got, ain't nobody calling it. They don't love
414-742-1060.
That's what Souls to the Polls.
Souls to the Polls number.
And I'm going to do a name. I'm going to do a drop for WNOV, 414-444-5250. Any questions, comments for?
Oh, we got a caller. See, somebody call it. Somebody call it.
It was already dialed.
All right, caller, go ahead. Hello, caller?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you.
Yes. Well, first, I want to thank very much for your efforts in getting the information regarding the election. This year, it's been very useful. And I've lived in some other cities and criticized a lot of things about Milwaukee, but I do not know of any other place, at least that I've lived in, that had the type of coverage for it, especially talk radio, African American talk radio, in terms of the getting the candidate come in and talk to the people. So I appreciate that. And my last comment just has to do with the signs on Wisconsin Avenue. Yes, it's true that you are not permitted to put signs on Milwaukee Avenue, walk all the way pretty much all in within the city. It's been for several years now. So any sign that's put there, DPW will snatch it up very quickly. It doesn't matter if it's political, if it's personal, or advertisement, or whatever. They do not allow any signs along with Wisconsin of Midian.
Thank you for your comment, man, but that was not DPW. Not the video I seen.
Let's go to the next caller. Caller?
Hello.
Oh, y'all, wait a minute. Hold up. Is this my mayor, Brian Kennedy?
It is indeed. How are you doing, Alderwoman?
Hello. Now, y'all, we talk a lot about city of Milwaukee and Milwaukee County, but, you know, my mayor had to call in and give him some props. He on the ballot. I'm not endorsing anybody because we are Wisconsin Voices and we don't endorse. But hello, Mayor. How you doing?
I am doing well. How are you doing this morning?
I'm well. How many doors did you hit over the course of these last week?
3,157.
Wow. And we have 10,000 people, or a little over 13,000 people. So you did almost a little over a quarter.
I did. So I targeted April voters. There are roughly 4,800 April voters at a little over 3,100 doors. And so I went to all of those people that typically turn out in April.
Well, I am glad. So we're going to do a candidate interview since you called in. What are the three things you're most proud of? Wait, I take that back. First question is, what does a mayor do?
There you go.
So the mayor is the chief executive officer and the chief elected official for the city. We have a city administrator who conducts the day-to-day operations of the city, but the mayor oversees the common council, helps to form policy, meets with business owners and developers, helps essentially to move the city forward, and that oversees the common council as well.
What are the 3 things you're most proud of in your tenure? How many years have you been mayor?
I have been mayor for 9 years. And I would say first and foremost that I kept my promises. One of the things I posted on social media over the weekend was in 2015, I sent a mailer to voters and said, these are the things I'm going to do. And if you look at my track record over the last 9 years, I did every single thing that was on that mailer. So we have boosted our business community significantly. Businesses now pay 49% of the property taxes in Glendale. We built the North Shore Chamber. It's got hundreds of members in it, but Glendale, the city of Glendale, actually charters that chamber.
And actually, Wisconsin Voices is a member of that chamber.
Very good. Glad to hear that. And then, work to help bring Bayshore back when it was on the verge of bankruptcy. It's now flourishing. It's got significant new business development, as well as all the new residential units. So I did what I said I was going to do there. And the other thing I said I was going to do that was my other biggest priority was I was going to create more opportunities for community gathering. So we built the city park on the site of a former landfill. We've significantly increased the number of activities the city hosts every year, from an expanded music series to all kinds of activities at the park, to the root beer bash, you name it. Glendale is doing activities much of the year. And so those were the 2 biggest things I ran on. Was we're a landlocked city. We're fully built out, so we have to find ways to redevelop our business community, and we've done it. And we needed to find gathering opportunities for the community to come together and build a greater sense of community, and we're doing it.
Okay, looking forward, Mayor Kennedy, you said you did everything on your flyer that you sent to your constituents. So, what is something that you plan on doing if you get reelected this time?
Yeah, us voters want to know because I haven't voted yet.
You haven't voted yet?
No, I'm going today.
Okay, good. So there are 3 things that I want to do in the next 3 years. First is we have planned a redevelopment of Silver Spring Drive as a partnership with the city of Milwaukee. It's a $12 million project, and we managed to get $8 million of either federal or state funds. So the $4 million that's left is split 30% Milwaukee, 70% Glendale, but it's going to be a completely redesigned road that is going to bring down traffic speeds, and it's going to create an environment in which pedestrians and bikers feel safer. It's going to put a focus on mass transit because the bus rapid transit line is going to come through there. And we're just going to re-engineer the road in a way that makes it much more difficult for people to do things like go into the right turn lane and blow through a red light. We're going to make it so that people can't go 70 miles an hour down Silver Spring. So those are the kind of things we're going to do in the redesign of that road. The second thing I want to do is next year, Glendale celebrates its 75th anniversary. Woo! And we have put together a fantastic committee of academics and writers who are actually researching and writing our 75-year, and even longer than that, because we were the town of Milwaukee before, our history. And we're planning activities for every single month of next year. And then the final thing is the state made us a lot of promises with the I-33 expansion, and I want to make sure that they keep all those promises. So far they are, but they're not done that project yet. And so I want to make sure there's oversight there and that we're keeping track of what they're doing and they're fulfilling all their promises to us.
Okay.
Well, Mayor, you have an election, so you do have an opponent. Wish you luck.
Thank you.
And thank you for calling. Be a voice with Wisconsin Voices.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
Bye. He does. He called and says, "I listen to your show all the time." So I guess when we say candidates can call, it's all
candidate call.
Candidate called. I love Election Day because it's like the hope. Even though people are walking around going, this ain't, it is still a sense of hope. Especially when they close and we know we have to get out the vote. You don't know there's always in almost every election a surprise that you'd be like, oh my goodness. Like I not taking anything, but in 2016, I just knew Hillary Clinton was going to win. And then all of a sudden, boom, here we have Donald Trump. We never know who's going to win or lose because we don't know when people go into that to put their ballots in there. They can say one thing, they can vote a different way. So that's why we have to make sure that we go in there and vote for the person that we want in office, representing us, taking care of our needs. Polling places are open until 8 o'clock today. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Please go out there, do your due diligence and vote. It is our duty to vote. Again, if you have any issues or problems, 1-866-OUR-VOTE, 866-687-8683. We have about 1 minute. We're going to take our last caller. Caller, go ahead.
Yes. Good morning. May I have the number for a ride, please?
414-742-1060.
Thank you very much.
Say that one more time.
414-742-1060.
That is for
Thank you very much.
That is for rides to vote or to
the polls.
Souls to the polls. Again, if you have any problems with the election, please call Election Protection at 866-OUR-VOTE. That's 866-687-8683, or call Wisconsin Voices office 414-226-4289.
And opinions expressed on this show do not reflect that of the staff and management of WNOV and W293 CX 106.5 FM Courier Communications Milwaukee, but are the sole comments of the host and guest of this particular show.
The views and opinions expressed in this program do not reflect those of Wisconsin Voices. The views and opinions expressed by hosts and guests are their own, and their appearance on the program do not imply any endorsement or representation by Wisconsin Voices. Thank you for listening to Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices.
Be a voice.
Be a voice. Be a voice. Be a voice.
Be a voice.
Be a voice.
Be a voice.
Visit WisconsinVoices.org. Visit WisconsinVoices.org.
Visit WisconsinVoices.org
and learn more on how to be a voice with Wisconsin Voice.